Hey, it's Messy Hair Day for Neil. Uh, Here's some news on platinum I said to bring you. The total worldwide reserves of platinum group metals is estimated at some 70,000 metric tons. Almost all of it, some 90%, is located on Earth's crust in South Africa. South Africa is the world's top mining country and major producer of palladium. It holds the largest known reserves of the platinum group metals, PGMs, globally at 63 million kilograms. In 2022, mine production of platinum in South Africa reached an estimated 140 metric tons. South Africa is the world leading producing country of platinum. What country buys the most platinum? It says here, now this is kind of weird. In 2021, China was the world's largest consumer with a consumption of approximately 67.2 metric tons. Europe was second leading platinum consuming region that year with a consumption of around 53.76 metric tons. But there's some more numbers that change that up a little bit later. It's kind of counterintuitive. Impala Mines, good mining company in northwest South Africa, was the largest platinum producing mines in the world, producing approximately 696.4 thousand ounces of platinum and an estimated 8.46 million metric tons of annum MMTPA, or run of the mill mine in 2021. The 2021 estimates of the total proven world reserve of platinum group metals was 69,910 tons, or 2.2 billion troy ounces, located mostly in South Africa. The continent has 40%. South Africa, the continent of Africa, has 40% of the world's gold and up to 90% of the chromium and platinum. The largest reserves of cobalt, diamonds, platinum, and uranium are in Africa. Sorry, I thought I heard a cat. The richest country in Africa is the Seychelles. The Seychelles is the richest country in Africa with a gross GNI per capita of 14,000. Mauritius follows closely with the gross national income of 9,000. Wow, they are poor for being so rich. So the average income of a person in Seychelles is less than 15,000, and they're the richest. Who does South Africa export platinum to? In 2021, South Africa exported 24.5 billion in platinum. The main destinations of the South African exports of platinum were, it says here, the United States at 6.98 billion, Japan at 6.06 billion, the United Kingdom at 4.34 billion, Germany at 9.1 billion, and Hong Kong only took 1.81 billion, which is contradictory to the news that was given, they gave earlier, which is kind of weird. So I don't actually trust all the platinum numbers. Although over half the platinum production is used to make jewelry, it's increasingly being used in the medical, electronic, automotive, defense, and aerospace industries. The medical, electronic, defense, and aerospace industries, well, yeah, actually automotive too. All those industries are growing. So the use of platinum is going to be skyrocketing. That's why I say you need to have some. Here's some interesting news for you. The actual rarest metal on Earth is francium, but because of this unstable element, it has a half-life of a mere 22 minutes. It has no practical use. Therefore, titanium, on the other hand, is used to make capacitors and electronic equipment such as mobile phones, DVD players, video games, and systems, and computers. So titanium is one of the more rare metals that we use as well. So you might want to look into that investment. I'm not going to get into who owns most of the mines. Basically, okay, that's it. That's it for platinum news. Shanghai girl, how's it going? William, hey, how's it going? Sorry about that. I was just reading through. Oh God, my hair looks like shit. Sorry about that, guys. Francium is made of snail. What's up, Christopher? I just went through about 5 minutes of some news on Platinum. As usual, I start my live streams on Platinum. I'm gonna keep this one. I was told I do my live streams too long and it turns people off from viewership, so I'm gonna keep this one down. Hey, Chris, I'm gonna keep this one down to about 20 minutes. We're at about the 6 minute mark because the average is 5 to 6 minutes that I give all the Platinum updates at the beginning of the stream, and interesting updates indeed. One thing I would like to get people's feedback on, if possible. I know India, the country of India, has done most of the paperwork they need to have their own world reserve currency. I did a report about a year and a half ago on my show where India and China are actually at war and their soldiers are killing each other at, I believe it's like PL-17. It's up northwest part of China in the Himalayas, bordering India, and they're always fighting each other and killing each other. And like supposedly there was like a 16-step process of peace. They supposedly, yeah, that's and another interesting thing about India. This is why I say I'm concerned that India might break away from BRICS because India just signed, and I did a show on it, I think today or yesterday, just signed a deal with Israel to let 10,000 workers go from India to work in Israel to help support. Hey, how's it going, John? Help support the ports in Israel. And I was like, hold on a second. India's in BRICS and Russia is dealing with Iran. Iran hates Israel. India's in BRICS and just signed a big ol' ass treaty with Israel. So that puts Russia at odds with India. China is at physically shooting at Indian soldiers and vice versa. I just don't see. I think BRICS. There's a. I don't know. I think BRICS is going to fall apart, and it's just like a fantasy of, or round one of an attempt at a world reserve currency. And I think India is probably going to come around and be the actual, or be the second world reserve currency. What do you guys think about that? I think BRICS is fragile because they're of what the geopolitical things each country of the top three, India, China, and Russia, are doing individually to each other and with other countries. It's not like they're all on the same page politically, geopolitically, or economically. So I don't see where they can really survive as a unit and bring more countries in. But I'm not an economist, nor am I smart, nor have I gone to school to learn any of this stuff. I see things, and it makes me wonder. And I don't, I'll find out. I'll research, see, and of course time will tell. So, do you guys have anything you'd like to talk about? Maybe some platinum? Damn, I haven't got my platinum. Someone sent me a smartwatch. It's like one of those medical smartwatches, but I don't know how to. Yes, buy silver and platinum, crispy. I don't know how to charge it. I don't have anything to charge it. And in the box it came in, there was no charger. So once I figure out how to charge it, I'll be wearing that, see what it looks like. Don't know who sent it. Came from Ecuador. I don't know anyone. James Anderson's down there. Hey, what's up, Mickey? And I thought he was in Panama. That's the only person I know down there. So, like I said, what subject would you guys like to discuss other than the question I asked about what you think about the solidity of the BRICS nations being able to coincide with each other to get that world reserve currency. Holy crap, that's a lot of money to be spending on some 1964s. Yeah, And that's interesting, Chris, because quite frankly, right now, Pakistan is under the thumb of China. And India and China are not the best of allies right now. But India is very tolerant of China's shenanigans right now. Under $10 each. I don't know about fractional, so I imagine that's a good price, Chris, because I know you would not overpay for anything as far as silver or gold goes. Because you're in the business of doing that, and that would be foolish. There you go. I knew it. Yeah, Chris P, if anyone who doesn't know Chris P, he is Ron's Basement moderator and also works at a silver shop somewhere in Florida. And he, on the weekends, is a male dancer, ladies, if you want to call him. Just kidding, Chris. Don't listen to anything I say. Although he might be a male dancer on the weekends. I never asked it. I'm not going to, and I don't want to know. That was a joke. If you do that, that's cool. Good for you. I'm not going to any of your damn shows. Mickey might. So, yeah, anyhow, and here's another interesting thing. You brought up Pakistan. Not only is Pakistan one of the first Belt Road countries under China, they were getting weapons and actually got and I did a show about this. It was about the Chinese spy ship going into Sri Lanka area. They forced Pakistan, because they paid for their new destroyer. They forced them to take it out as a show of force. But then I found out that Pakistan, who also receives weapons from China, throws every weapon away that China sends them, because on an average, 30% of the weapons that Pakistan gets from China are defective. So they still buy weapons from America, even though they're a Belt One or a One Road initiative, One Belt Road initiative from China, and China's giving them all this money and all this stuff. They've actually started refusing China's stuff because it's crap, and they're still buying from America. So that's another kind of, but that just goes to show you that China is definitely going down if their first Belt Road Initiative country is going down, because they're buying crap from America rather than taking this free stuff they get from China, because the stuff they get from China is too high a defect rate to be used effectively in any kind of combat scenario. That's a good way to put that. And then, of course, Sri Lanka bankrupt. And no one's talking about that, actually. There's actually some more countries going bankrupt that are on the One Belt Road Initiative, China's One Belt Road Initiative. And China, and I did an actual show on this too, is financially, they kind of sort of have to write off these countries' bankruptcies as losses. And they started doing this last year, writing off, what's Mickey got to say? Well, yeah, most of what they make is crap. That's why it's no big deal if we stop buying from them and start making it here in America. Because I never could understand how you could make some, like a couple examples of screwed up things that have been going on in America. We take our chickens. Well, let me just start off with honey. I know this for a fact. Every pound of honey produced in America that's sold in like 55-gallon drums to larger industries all gets shipped to China. And then China ships it back to us in the form of honey. But if we send them a 55-gallon drum of honey, real honey, we get back 100 pounds. So we ship them 55 and we get 100 pounds back. And if you look, it's more than that. It's like 10 to 1. So if I think 55-pound gallon drum is like a couple hundred pounds, we'll get back like 2,000 pounds of glucosamine, corn syrup honey that you buy at Walmart and stuff like that in the bear shape. That's why you got to watch what you buy. And the same thing with chickens, because if you look at what China's doing, they're allowed to do stuff with their food and food processing that we're not allowed to do here in America. And it's companies are actually taking losses on selling stuff to us so cheap after sending it to China and them doing their whatever to it. Like I know on chickens, they take the breasts of chickens and they inject this fluid into it that puffs them up, and then they'll package them together and ship them back to America. I know this for a fact as well. Yeah, I've always questioned things that come from China, and everyone keeps saying, "Oh, we get everything from China. China's great. We're getting everything from China." No, it's not great. They are a totalitarian, fucking communistic regime that wants to take us over. So whatever they're selling us cheap, there's a reason for it. Yeah, for real, John Beef. Eat them at your own risk. Yeah, actually, Christopher Bick, this is interesting here in the Bay Area of California. I actually resheathed Oakland, Richmond, and Pinolles reservoirs. And what that means is we put a layer of metal on top of the existing roof of the reservoirs. And the old roofs were made of asbestos siding or roofing. And we didn't remove any of it. And we had air quality checkers all around us. We just laid down these strips of metal and then stuck metal decking on top of it, covering it up, allowing all that asbestos to fall into the water that the people of the Bay Area have been drinking. That was like 24 years ago, and that's when I started using a reverse osmosis machine for my water over about half a century ago, or a quarter century ago. Yeah, it was a mistake on Chris's part, but I still have fun at his expense because that's what I do. So, how many people here in chat are going to the Silver Symposium in end of September, 1st of October? Little 3-day, 2-night event. Mickey, Chris, Christopher, John. Any of you guys going? William, Shanghai girl. It's in Las Vegas. Ninja, I allegedly, all of them guys. Financial prepper, nobody special finance. Well, if you go, you can stay at my room. I'm gonna get a room at the Circus where they're having it, so that way I don't have to get a rental car because I'm poor. There are cheaper hotels, but then you got to get a. William, yeah, no drinking for you if you come to Vegas because you might leave married. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of cool, I guess. Well, I think I'll talk to him. I don't know if you were John. I don't know if you were at Silverfest, but they did it live online, and maybe I could suggest to him if they don't have that availability of the. I'll mention it to Travis or Chris or somebody, Jack or someone, or Mr. Marcus if he shows up, and I'll ask him to do it next year, so that way you can show up virtually online. Yeah, Ninja's excited to meet me, so I'm sure I'm gonna have a great time because he's a funny guy, and I am sure we're gonna hit it off. I might actually have one drink before I meet Ninja personally, so that way I'm loosen up enough to not give a shit, and I'll just let the humor roll because I think he gets my kind of humor because I get his kind of humor, and I think I think we'll get along. He might also do a live stream with me on it or a show. I won't be smoking pot, even though it is legal in Las Vegas. No, you can take weed with you from city to city if it's legal in both places. Because I went to Las Vegas to get my safety coordinator's certificate. It's a week-long class to become a safety coordinator on construction sites, and I brought my weed with me, and I left. I didn't leave the city limits, but in the city of Las Vegas, it's legal, so you can fly from like San Francisco or Oakland or San Jose straight to Vegas, no problem. Rick Simpson oil. Don't really cook, so I don't know. Or is that like a motor oil? I doubt it. Doesn't sound like a motor oil. I think isn't Rick Simpson? Isn't he like some health nut or something that does like infomercials? Or am I thinking of the wrong person? Oh, I am thinking of the wrong person then for sure. No, I actually just I put it in that jar. And what I do is I take it, put it in this from this form into here, and it turns it into a powder, kind of sort of not a powder, but it turns it into this stuff right here. Easily joint ready, bowl ready, easily smokable. I don't really like edibles. They affect me differently. I'm high strung. I'm hyperactive. I'm manic. I'm bipolar. I'm a lot of crazy things. In second grade, the doctors wanted to put me on Prozac and lithium, and my mom said no, and I just like wrote it out and dealt with it naturally. So that's what kind of weirdo I am. And weed really slows me down to about 5 times faster than most normal human beings, and I can relate better because I have a squirrel issue. I'll forget my train of thought because I have so many of the trains going right now. Is there a kitty cat in the window? There was. I saw one leave. That was Gandalf. Gandalf was in the window. Yeah, I don't like making my own oils. I did all that stuff. I was part of the out here in California. It was Prop 215 that started legal weed. It was like in fucking 15 years ago, and I got into it real hot and heavy. Actually, was right behind the big boys who were running the show, and I started hanging out with Jack Herrera. And Jack Herrera has, and I know it's backwards, but this is a coloring book for stoners. Jack Herrera coloring book. He came up with he came up with like White Rhino, White Russian, Purple Haze, Angel's Crown or Angel's Halo. He came up with like 7 or 8 good varieties of weed. And we were hanging out one day, and in the place we were hanging out, there's a lot of crayons. So I passed him a joint and said, "Hey, Jack," and I handed him this book because as a funny, I bought this book because it's his book. And I said, "Sign it." So he used every crayon and tried to sign it with every crayon. But if you look up Jack Herrera, he's a big deal in the NORML, National Organization for Marijuana Laws. He's big into that. I used to hang out, smoke pot with him. But yeah, I was big in the movement to legalize marijuana here in California. And because as like, I guess just like on this online stuff, I get to meet the people who are movers and shakers because of, I guess, I don't know, the will of God, because it happens a lot, no matter what I'm into. And, I met him, like I said, and a lot of other people The guy who had that there was a Discovery Channel program on weed about some grower dude. It went on for like 2 seasons. Weed America or something like that. I know him. He's a shop owner about 12 blocks down is where he lived. I used to, when I was doing beekeeping, actually, it was around 2016, 17, something like that, maybe a little earlier. I would go to him because he had a lot of trimmings because he grew a lot for his television show, his Discovery Channel show. And I'd take his clippings, and that's where I started using marijuana clippings to smoke my bees because I found it calmed them down big time. They say regular smoke calms bees down, and it kind of agitates them, and it gets them in a they won't sting you, but it gets them agitated. And I didn't like the feeling I got when I was around them. So me being the stoner that I am, I had access to pounds and pounds of this leaf, marijuana leaf, clippings. So I started smoking that and smoking my bees with marijuana and every now and then powdered sugar. And I came up with a whole new system to handle bees. And yeah, I actually got a video on Pete the Sasquatch. If you ever see him I sent him the video. It's on Facebook of me. All I have is like there's like 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 bees flying all around my mobile apiary. All I have on is a beanie because I don't wear a suit. And I also Sam Squat pitched. Yeah, him. I also don't I don't follow any of the old way the beekeepers tell you to do things because I invented a whole new way. It took me 6 years, and I almost died once because I got stung about 70 times. Real. There's something wrong with that hive. They had some sort of disease that threw them into a madness, and I caught the consequences of it when we moved the hive. But I walk in front of the hives. I even designed a new hive box. Yeah, some learning experiences, or road of hard knocks. Hey, Jake, what's up? So yeah, but I did a lot with bees, and that's how I know about honey. Yeah, my papa died at age 57. His 7th year of working at an ice cream factory in his mid late 50s. It took him a year to paint the inside of this ice cream factory somewhere in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. But he was painting it with lead paint, and he did it for 7 years straight. And he had like 50 some heart bulges when they did the autopsy. He had walked through multiple heart attacks in his lifetime because of that. But the 57th one is the one that blew up and killed him. Yeah, so lead paint is bad. So I do feel sorry for you there, John. But thank you, William. Feel lucky that you have kids because lead also makes you sterile. All right, my friends, I am waiting. My next live stream, I am getting 10 gram, twice as big as the 5 gram I showed last time. I'm getting 10 gram bar of platinum and 10 quarter-ounce silver coins. And it'll be in June, so I'll probably be doing a 10th ounce silver giveaway for whoever likes receiving stuff in the mail that's kind of sort of not worth crap because it's not a full silver piece. But hey, that's the Han Dynasty for you, baby. We're poor. I'll give you a 10th ounce. You want a whole ounce? Go to another show. May have been the milkman. Yeah. He didn't get no lead poisoning. All right, people. I'm gonna, like I said, I was suggested to keep my lives a lot shorter, so I'm gonna cut this at about the 30-minute mark, which it is now. If you want to run through to the beginning, you'll see about the first 6 or 7 minutes I ran through the platinum news stuff. I don't know how to do that, Jake. So I guess the answer is no. After the Silver Symposium, that's one of the questions I'm going to ask those guys. How the hell you do that kind of thing? But even then, I'll need someone to help me do it. So yeah, no, sorry, Jake, I'm not. All right, you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. One day, Mickey, this will be painted, so you won't have to look at it no more. No, I do not. I do not have PayPal. I'm old school, Jake. I'm old school, man. I don't catch money in the air. I get a paycheck and I go down to the local Mexican store and they cash it in real cash, and then I choose what I want to stick in the bank, and I got the rest of it back here. Because, like I said, man, I get out way early. That's probably why I don't have kids. I pull out of everything early, and I saw this coming. I'm kind of sort of like Ninja, man. I think almost a year and 8 months ago, I pulled everything out of the stock market. So I was way early. All right, but anyhow, I think I misread spots. Until all right, guys. Yeah, I gotta end this one. Okay, let me just put this here. Bing. Okay, I don't have my cool Hawaiian shirt on. I gotta do laundry to get that sucker clean. It's in the laundromat. Although, here, I'll give you a shot here. Ah, shit. I'm caught up. There's Ginger. You see her? She's behind me. She's like, "What are you doing, Daddy? What are you doing? What's that? Are there people looking at me?" There are. There are people looking at me. Who's looking at me? She's freaking out right now because she sees herself on TV. Anyhow, you guys have a nice evening, and I will talk to you later. You guys, peace out. Jake, hope to see you at the Silver Symposium. I'll catch that one in the next one, William.